continue to create new goals, how do you make sure you're up to date in a world that's forever evolving?
I stay up to date because I'm nosy. That's first and foremost. And I think as a publicist, if you aren't nosy, you're in the wrong profession. But I am, honestly, I think I've always just been in the know and staying. When it comes to my children, I was always like the cool mom because I know the songs, I know the lingo. It's not as easy now with this 2021 stuff. So my youngest son probably doesn't feel the same way about me. But I stay constant. Like I am not the person that a trend missed me. Apps don't miss me. I don't stay out of the loop too far. And if I feel like something happened and I don't know what it is, then I do have my youngest son to say, "Hey Joshua, what's this?" And I'm using him, yes, but that's what free labor is for. But you do have to stay up to date. I'm with If you're a business owner, you have to follow the trends. You have to know what's now, what's current, what's coming. Like you just have to pay attention and know that if something changes, you have to be ready for it. You have to be When you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So I make sure that anything that comes up, and I also stay in the trade papers. I get emails. I'm signed up to so many newsletters, especially ones that are in the PR space, to make sure that anything that comes out, I'm aware of it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And how do you use that ability to stay up to date to assist your clients?
I use the ability to stay up to date to assist my clients by bringing them in on whatever I see. So I'm always, if I see someone else in the news that's something relevant to my client, then I can say, "Hey, I saw this. This would be good for you." Or again, if an app comes out, if there's some software that can help them along the way, or if there is an event coming up. I mean, even though we're in COVID now, but it's still opportunities to say, "I saw this. Let's try that." And spin it into a way that it's relevant for them and beneficial.
Cool, cool. Um, how did how has COVID affected you, and what have you done to still operate in this situation?
So for me, COVID was a lot. I mean, I know COVID was a lot for everyone, but luckily for me, my business is already digital and virtual. So there wasn't much to change on my side of it. But for my clients who traveled and worked outside of the home, it was a lot for them. Obviously, lots of events were canceled, travel was canceled. And so for those first couple of months, I honestly told my clients don't pay. Like it wasn't a big deal. I wasn't, running them down to say you still had to pay me because no one really knew what was going to happen and where the world was going. And so after that first month and a half or 2 months, then I was like, okay, let's figure this out. What digital events are going on? Who's going virtual? Let's change what you're doing. If you offer a service, let's bring that service virtual and start doing some lives and IG live, Facebook live, like incorporating your base into this digital space and bringing you over here so that it wasn't so hard and it didn't affect your pockets as much.
Awesome, awesome. Is there anything about the new way of the whole P? You mentioned the PR then versus PR now.
Mhm.
Is there anything that you don't really care for in the new way of doing things, and why?
In the new way of doing PR, I definitely don't like these social media publicists. It is a detriment and disservice to public relations. And I say that to say there are so many people who feel like PR is strictly social media. All you have to do is make some post online, blast a e-blast or boost a post, and that's going to be your PR. And that is not how PR works. And unfortunately, um, a lot of publicists, including myself, we do more damage control for the field of PR than we do for PR sometimes. It's just like whenever potential clients come to you, most of the beginning of the conversation is I had a publicist that didn't do anything for me. I had a publicist that all they did was took my money. I had a publicist that wanted to be on the red carpet more than I was on the red carpet. I had a publicist who thought that they were the client. You know what I mean? So it's like these are how our conversations start. And I hate that we have gotten to the point that we have to PR ourselves before we get a client because of the wrong that has been done by publicists that truly aren't vast. They aren't experienced in the world of being a true publicist.
Awesome. Good answers. Explain to your viewers how having a PR is important to a client.
Having PR on your team is one of the, if not the most important person on your team. Your publicist is the person that is responsible for your story. And I want to also explain for people because the same question is asked all the time, and that is, can you get me gigs? Will you get me money? That is not what a publicist does. And I think that if more people understood what a publicist is and what we actually do, you would see the value and the benefit in it. But even though we're most important, we're the ones that are usually nickel and dimed.
Coach Jason happened to be my son's basketball coach. So I cannot believe he's here, and I was really excited and probably a little bit too giddy because here was my chance to let him know that I had been eyeing him for a minute. Yeah, I liked you when I first saw you in the parking lot.
Oh, wow.
I always used to be like, dang, I look a hot mess. I'm not living up to my brand name. He probably doesn't even find me attractive. You know what I'm saying? You haven't seen me this fly.
No, I haven't.
You haven't.
To PR, you're just like, well, can I give it to you on the back end? Or can you book me and just, I pay you for what you get? It doesn't work that way because as publicists, we are the ones who are reaching out on your behalf. We hear 20 no's before we get one yes for someone to tell your story. So you are investing in time. You're investing in a foundation for your brand that cannot come any other way without you having a publicist on your team.
Awesome. I was kind of wondering because even for people, like even for me, I get it, but like the difference between the manager, the PR, what was the other one you said?
An agent.
Agent. So what's the difference? You know, are you able to kind of? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I want to help us understand.
So on your team, there should be your manager. Your manager is the person who is booking you gigs. Your manager is the person that is going out and looking for work for you, which is why managers get paid based on what they bring you. If they don't, and that's changed some too, because now you have, because initially it was that managers only got paid based on what they brought in, but there are some managers that now ask for money up front as well. Your agent is, again, for those who are entertainment, your agent is the person that is submitting you for paid opportunities. Managers and agents work in money. They are the ones that are bringing you money in. You look to them for your money. I need you to get me money. I need you to get me paid. Your publicist, you pay your publicist for people to know your story. We are the ones that are getting you free media, earned media. If there's anything that is remotely money-based, advertisements, billboards, social media blasts, anything that you have to pay for, those are tangible items that fall more under marketing and advertising. Publicists work in...
Before I proceed, I would like to inform you what the law does not permit any one of you to have another marriage. If either of you should disobey the rule, he or she has committed an offense called bigamy, which is punishable under Nigerian law 5 years imprisonment, no option of fine. Please face each other. Unveil her, please. Before me, I have Kennedy Michael Ilesami and Angela K. Deeb. We want to solemnize their marriage this evening. Michael, repeat that statement. I, Kennedy Ilesami, Kehinde Ilesanmi Michael. Take you. Take you. Angela Dean. Angela K. Dean. To be my lawful wife. To be my lawful wife. Forsaking all other women. Forsaking all other women. Till death do us part. Till death do us part. Amen.
Oh, gosh.
Angela K. Dean. Repeat that statement. I. Angela K. Dean.
Angela K. Dean.
Take you.
Take you.
Kehinde Ilesanmi Michael.
Kehinde Ilesanmi Michael.
To be my lawful husband.
To be my lawful husband.
To love and to obey. To
What?
love and to obey.
What?
Yes, to love and to obey.
Obey what?
Obey your
And
husband.
obey who?
Yeah, and that's how PR works. If you pay for your media, you're paying for marketing, you're paying for advertising. If you want a gig, if you are a singer, actor, dancer, and you want someone to book you gigs, you need an agent or a manager to book you gigs to get you money.
Yeah, I keep thinking, like, what's the one thing that's, like, negative about the PR world that you want to tell people, like, the main thing, you know?
I think the main thing that is looked at that's negative in PR is that it takes time. And if you are not willing to invest your time and trust the process, PR is always going to be and feel negative to you. We have, because again, this is free, we can't make anyone write a story about you. You can feel like my story is the best story. Oh my God, they're going to hear about Adrian and the world is going to stop. And a journalist or a writer could look at Adrian's story and be like, this is the most, like, I've seen 20 Adrians. And a lot of people don't understand that, which is understandable because it's your story and you feel like your story is the best story. But we can't make them do anything. And that's why a lot of times when writers, we work with journalists, they have editorial calendars, they have editors that tell them no. We have breaking news stories. We have so many things that can bump your story. And if you aren't invested in understanding the value in PR, you're going to look at it like it's a waste of time and a waste of money. I can pitch you for a story, or you can do an interview in January and that story not come out till March or April because that's their lead time. Whatever outlet that you're working with, whatever magazine, newspaper, editorial, they have their own calendar. They have their own time of doing things. And I can't call them and say, no, you need to put this story out now. It's not me. And if
But there's so many beautiful, you know what I'm saying, black queens, white queens, Hispanic queens here in the city of Atlanta. And I just feel like it shouldn't be hard to find somebody that's, because I'm not that picky. But no, I
Chris,
but
you're not that picky.
Y'all, out of all the millions of women here, y'all picked the one that was just like,
No, I'm not going to take that. No, that is not true. That is so not true. It's just not. It's just not.
I'm talking about for what I like. And
look,
because it's my wife.
When I talked to you, I asked you, you remember we had this conversation?
Yeah, I said I was open.
So then what are we supposed to do?
You guys are responsible. It shouldn't be that difficult to find somebody that I should be, even if
you wanted somebody to be a power couple. You wanted someone where you guys walk into a room and you could work a room.
Yeah, but you have to be attracted to the person, though.
In every other area, she was qualified. It's just that you didn't like her face.
Yes, sir.
Thing is going to feel like, oh, I'm wasting money on this, because most people, when they hire a publicist, they like, oh, okay, I hired you today. Next week, I need to be on the cover of O magazine, or I need to, and for me, luckily, I have gotten to the point where I don't have to take on every client. If I feel your energy from the beginning and your energy feels like, oh, you're going to be that person that doesn't understand, then we're just not a good fit. And that's what a lot of people need to do also, is interview your publicist. Your publicist can be a great publicist for you, but that doesn't mean that the next person is going to get that same result and outcome. So it's relationships, it's personalities. You have to make sure that the person that you work with, all of your team should be people that understand you and are on the same page that you're on.
Man, it's like two shows in one.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Somebody get a top boy. Keep her feet up on the desk.
Right.
Dang. Man. The question I'm trying to change the question. The question is written down. Where do you find the strength and motivation to keep moving forward? I guess I want to say, what keeps you in this and what keeps you going?
So what keeps me going in PR is just that I love it. I love the relationships. I love the newness. PR, like I said earlier, it evolves. It doesn't change. Like the practice of PR doesn't change. It evolves and the evolution is great. But that feeling of a win for your client is a win for you. So it's just, and I think that if more people understood that we as publicists are really working for you, like we're determined, like if a story falls through, trust me, we are more hurt, angry, frustrated about it than you are, because we are working our tails off in the background to get you this win. And I just feel like if people recognized and understood that we want you to win, like I want you to win. Every client that I have, I want you to win, because when you win, I win. And that's motivation for me. Looking for opportunities for my clients, seeing how excited they are when something. I had one of my clients just recently was in Prevention Magazine, and I noticed she was super excited about that. And so it's huge, especially when you land like national publications. Like it's just great motivation. So I'm like motivated to get to the next one. Like, okay, what can I do next? So it's constant. It's always moving.
Awesome. Good. Battle through the now. Anything current that you want to feel like, okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, you're on a roll.
Here are 3 signs you're dealing with a narcissist. 1, they can never take accountability. Yeah, I know I cheated, but you always accusing me of cheating, and we weren't even on good terms, so whatever. 2, they threaten you with anger just to get you to stop talking. Look, man, I cheated, but guess what? Like, if you keep talking about this, man, I'm gonna leave, or you don't even know what I'm gonna do. 3, now this is narcissist 2.0. They talk in third person. Let me tell you something about Coach Court, because Coach Court ain't gonna deal with none of this.
when he first told me, like, I was like, okay, like, how do I support you? Like, what do you need from me? Asked him questions about like, how does he know if like that's approaching and things like that? Would he be able to tell me? So I just really asked questions to understand and just try and be an ear, honestly, if he needs it.
Yeah, and I think she creates a space in our home that makes it feel, or in our relationship, to make it feel comfortable for me to say, hey, I'm having a bad day. Like, I don't want anything from you. I don't want anything from you right now. Just like, let me be, but I'm just letting you know so you don't take it personally. And I think we do a good job communicating that on both of our ends. And so, grateful to be able to have that type of communication.